So, you just got access to the new Notion AI, and you want to know how to maximize its potential to increase your productivity. This video is going to show you 10 different Notion AI tips and tricks, as well as cover the 5 traits of a good prompt. And if you came from part 1 of this 4-part Notion AI series, then you'll notice the Notion AI interface might look a little bit different due to a new update, though everything still works exactly the same way, and I'll show you all the new changes included in this new update. And if you don't have access to the Notion AI yet, the waiting list will be in the description below, alongside a free Notion AI crash course, which you can go through in the meantime. And with that out of the way, let's get started. We're first going to cover the basics and the small changes included in this new update, and then start with the tips and tricks. So firstly, you're now able to open up the AI Assist window using spacebar, or you can just use the shortcut Ctrl-J. When it's an empty Notion page, you'll notice you have the following prompt options. You can use the AI to generate new ideas, write a blog post, create outlines, social media posts, press releases, creative stories and essays, poems, to-do lists, meeting agendas, pros and cons lists, job descriptions, sales emails, as well as recruitment emails. And if you already have content inside of the page, you'll have completely different options in the AI Assist window. You can have the AI continue with its prompt, summarize the page content, find the action items, translate the text into different languages, explain something further, improve your writing, fix your spelling and grammar, make the text longer or shorter, use it to simplify the language, and also this new option to change the tone of the text to make it more professional, casual, straightforward, confident or friendly. And then another new feature is you also now have the option to view and reuse your previous prompts. Now let's get into some of the Notion AI tips and tricks, starting with the custom AI blocks. When you type in /AI and scroll down, you'll notice 3 different AI blocks. These blocks can be dragged around, used in multi-column layouts, be included in template buttons, and basically functions like any other Notion block. The custom AI block is simply an empty prompt block where you can type in your request and let the AI do the rest. And then you also have the summary AI block, which will give you a quick overview of the page content, and the action items block, which will compile a quick checklist of things to do based on the content inside of the page. So how would you use them? Well, one use case would be, say you have a YouTube workflow with the template button, you can include the custom AI block into that template button and insert a personalized prompt that you can reuse each time to help you speed up the script writing process. So for example, here I have a prompt telling the Notion AI to give me a YouTube video outline for a video about X, and to make use of headings and bullet points, and to also write a sentence for each one. So each time you create a new video, you can just replace the X with your video title and instantly get some new ideas to work with. And you can of course take this concept further and also include a prompt block telling the Notion AI to write a 1000-word YouTube video script based on the outline above. The AI will of course not produce a full ready-to-go video script, but this is already a really good place to start from, and it didn't even take a minute to create. And if you're not happy with the results, then you can change the prompt by clicking this button at the top and editing the prompt until it gives you near perfect results, which you can then reuse each time you create a new video. We can also use the other 2 AI blocks exactly the same way, where you include them in database template buttons. So for example, let's say you have a book library where you include book notes or even the whole book into your database. You can have the summarize AI block condense all the important information into a single paragraph, and then the action items block to produce the key information into actionable steps that you can take. And these are just 2 examples of how you can use these AI blocks. There are literally so many possibilities with this, and I'm curious to see how other Notion users will start using this in the future. The next tip I want to share is to use the Notion AI as your own virtual assistant. You can create a template filled with custom AI blocks to help you in different areas of your life or business. For example, you could have personalized prompts to help you write emails, create YouTube videos, and to repurpose that content into Twitter threads. When you need to do any of these tasks, you can refer to your virtual assistant and just personalize the prompts each time so that you can come up with new ideas and generate the first draft instantly. You may need to spend some time refining the prompt until you get exactly what you want each time, but when you do, a template like this could seriously boost your productivity. In the 3rd part of this Notion AI series, we'll go more in depth into using the Notion AI as your virtual assistant, so make sure you're subscribed and your notifications are turned on. My next tip is to use the Notion AI as your own personal researcher. The Notion AI has access to the internet and can do research on any topic, output that information any way you'd like, as well as give you all the source links and references. Simply use the following prompt. do research on, and create a blog post about, insert your topic, and at the end provide all the relevant sources and links. You could also have the AI write it into Twitter threads, social media posts, video scripts, or whatever you want. However, just note that the reference links might not always be accurate or even real, though I do think over time it'll get better. But nonetheless, the Notion AI is an excellent researching tool. Another tip is to tell the AI to think in steps when you're solving a problem, especially math-related questions and Notion formulas. Simply add to your prompt to explain it step by step. This extra piece of prompt will make the AI break down its thought process and how it got to the end result, which will increase the accuracy of the answer. My next tip is for making decisions. If you have to choose between two different things, ask the AI to create a simple table comparing X and Y. This will give you a logic-based comparison between the two in a simple table, which you can always turn into an inline database if you wish. You can also ask the AI any questions about your decision and to also give you a second opinion. Next is to use your AI assistant to give you recommendations. This can be anything from books to TV shows, movies, recipes, or even things like productivity tips, Notion templates, and workflow solutions. This can also really come in handy when you're stuck on a project and need a few fresh ideas. Similar to recommendations, you can ask the AI to recommend you cooking recipes based on the ingredients that you give it. And note that this will also work with non-food related items, such as things in your garage or just everyday household items. The next tip is to ask the Notion AI to generate prompts that you can use to get more information about a specific topic. This could be really useful if you need some new ideas and angles to think about a specific problem, or just want some new questions that you can ask the AI. This next one is powerful. You can use the Notion AI to help you create courses. Your AI assistant can help you do research on any topic, break down the content, generate prompts for expanding on the topic, create quizzes, and also provide tips on what to include in the video to make it more interactive and engaging. You won't be able to generate a full course just from a single prompt, but the Notion AI works similar to ChatGPT in the sense that it has a memory of your conversation inside a Notion page. And this last tip is to use the AI to reply to emails. You can use your AI assistant to write you a reply to an email for literally anything. You just tell the AI what your email is about and what you want to say. And you can also, of course, not only reply to emails, but also use the AI to write them as well. So that's it for the 10 Notion AI tips, but if you stick around for this next part all about prompt engineering, you'll gain a much deeper understanding into how to effectively communicate with the AI in order to create personalized prompts that will give you much better results. We'll just be covering the basics and go over the 5 traits of a good prompt. For this, I'm going to switch over to ChatGPT as it's a little bit more advanced, and some of you might not have access to the Notion AI yet, but anybody can access ChatGPT for free and practice prompt engineering. So the first step is that you need to be specific, clear, and concise. The AI has no context to who you are or what you do. It only has a generic understanding of what's more probable and what's less probable. Generic prompts give generic results. Your prompt needs to be clear and concise, and there can't be any room for the AI to misinterpret your prompt. Secondly, it needs to include descriptions or examples. The AI doesn't know what you want unless you tell it, so you need to give it some context through giving it descriptions or examples. Another one is to request a specific goal. Tell the AI what you're going to use it for. Is it for newsletter signups, YouTube video scripts, to generate sales? Tell the AI how you're going to use it for more focused results. This next one is that you can include ideas and principles from other people to add more humanness to the result. Maybe it's something you read in a book, heard on a podcast, or seen in a YouTube video. Include that information to help the AI better understand what you want and to give you better results. And the last one is to write in a way that the AI can easily understand. Using formatting like bullet points, line breaks, colons, brackets, etc. increases the chances of the AI not misinterpreting your prompt. So let's now take a look at an example. Let's first do a generic prompt. Let's ask ChatGPT to write a one-page sales letter about the Notion template for freelancers. As you can see, the result isn't bad by any means and will give you some great ideas, but we want to get the best possible result. So let's incorporate all 5 of these traits into the prompt. We're first going to start with outlining the topic, then we're going to tell the AI to act as a professional copywriter, we're going to add our prompt, tell it to use the strategies below, and then lastly the goal of the sales letter. Now you're probably not going to read all of this, but if you do, you'll notice that this sales letter is much better than the previous one. These are just the basics of prompt engineering, and I recommend you to play around and test out different prompts to improve your ability to talk to AI, as it will massively help you increase your productivity. And if you do want to become a prompt engineering pro and also get access to over 1,500 different prompts and 100 different AI tools, then check out the link in the description. The third video of this Notion AI series will be all about using the new Notion AI as your virtual assistant, so make sure you're subscribed and your notifications are turned on. Be sure to give this video a like. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.